Disclaimer: the photos and video clips used in this video are not mine, according to the original owners. I just wrote the storylines, so please don't copy and repost my video without my permission. It's just a pure fan fiction story and totally on my imagination based, so don't take it on your heart. I'm not going to put my voice over in this video, so you can enjoy the video with music. At that time, an innocent fragile girl was tied to the bed in a state of unconsciousness in room. The 19-year-old girl was wearing a pink t-shirt and blue shorts and had her hair in ponytail. While complexion and hazel eyes, pink lips, rose petals and incense on her face made her more beautiful. Slowly she was now regained consciousness. A wave of pain rose in her body, which was probably due to being fully conscious. She opened her eyes and saw that she immediately sat up, frightened by the darkness in the room. She immediately sat up and tried to get off the bed, but couldn't get off because her hands were tied to the bed ground. A sob came out of her mouth due to in her wrist. She tried to free her wrist, but was unsuccessful. When the scene of some time ago came to her mind, fell fear in her eyes, and at the same time tears came out of the girl. She looked around. She was alone. He was not with her. She was a little revealed to see. Hyung, where are you? Please, I am feeling scared. Take me from here. Remembering him, she started crying. She was the only baby sister of her brother. Her brother raised her after her parents, but today she was He was sitting majestically on the couch while his guard held a man in front of him. The man in the bed conditioned from a self-beating. What do you think? You will hide in a corner of your house and we will not be able to find you? You might have forgotten that you owe Jungkook. Never mind, let me remind you. No, please forgive making a promise. I will pay back the debit soon, please. How will you pay the debt to me? You yourself are lying in the corner, and from above you are lying here hiding from me. You have to give a little. Saying this, he took out from his pocket and it at him. Beautiful girl came in front of the door wearing a bag, and seeing the scene in front of her, she stood there in fear. Jungkook had his eyes on the girl and forgot to look back. He was staring madly at the beautiful girl. The word barely came out of her mouth. Seeing her brother in this state, she moving towards him. No, don't come here, go away. Seeing her, he screamed in while Jungkook had a in his eyes. This girl, he liked the beautiful girl with hazel eyes as his. One footsteps stopped there at her brother words. Jungkook, if you take one step from here, it won't take me long. He spoke looking at Vian head to toe, and Vian looked up at him. Her azure eyes met Jungkook's black serious eyes that scared the hell out of her. White complexion, masculine body, he was Jungkook dressed in a black color formal. He was a masterpiece of nature. Jungkook took a sharp look at her, causing and got up from the couch and strode towards her. She was trembling with fear. Seeing him approaching her, he watched with a great interest her being. As he approached her, he traced the was holding in his hand on Vian's cheek, at which she took a deep breath and closed her eyes. So you have a beautiful sister, you never told me. Please let her go. Do whatever you want with me, but please let her go. Jungkook, not at all. I like your sister, and what I like once is mine. Anyway, I'm bored nowadays. Your sister will be my favorite. I have forgiven your debt. From now on, your sister is mine. Take as much money you need from my man. he was saying casually while tears began to flow from one eye. Hearing this about herself, she looked at her brother in disbelief, as if what she heard was a lie. She is a little girl now, you let her go. I will repay your debt. Please let her go, he said in a pleading voice. Jungkook signaled to his guard, whereupon the guard released him and placed two bags in front of him, one filled with and other with money, which made his eyes wide. He knew the weakness of such a people. He could tell by a look on his face that he liked the deal and don't see anything past then that when they get. Jungkook, don't come in my way again and forget that you had a sister if you ever come in front of me again. He was looking at her, Sean was looking at her brother in disbelief as he took the packet in his hand. Man had found his favorite, but she hoped her brother would someone like that. He slightly nodded. Okay, King. His answer broken by an hope. She would sometimes look at Jungkook and sometimes at her brother in a state of fear and certainty. Jungkook grabbed her hand to lead her away, but she pulled away with a jerk. How can you do this to me? I have nowhere to go. This man, brother, I am scared of him. Please stop him. She fell on her knees, crying while begging him. When he came down, his friend was waiting in the front lounge. He casually went up to him and hugged him, but he was surprised to see him in such a good mood. "Hi, how are you?" he said while sitting on the couch. "I am fine. How are you?" "Totally fine. Work is done." He placed the file in front of him and Jungkook looked at it, but he couldn't also feel Taeyong's eyes on him. "Why are you looking at me like that? Do you have something to say?" "Taeyong, yes," Jungkook said. "Taeyong, I heard you brought a girl to this mansion, is that correct?" Jungkook, "Yes, that is correct." "Taeyong, who is she and where did you get her from?" Jungkook, "I liked it, so I bought it." "Since when did you start keeping girls as your?" he asked in surprise. "Since she caught my attention, she is very beautiful and now she will with me for the rest of her life." He spoke in an expressionless tone with a devilish smile on his lips, and Taeyong felt sympathy for the girl after seeing his expression. Whenever this style of his was for someone he would, but this time there was something in Jungkook eyes and it was for a girl. He prayed that he would not himself while He smiled at her condition. He understood that she could not bear the light anymore due to being locked in the room for so long. He took her out into the garden and stood her up on her feet. Being weak, one step fluttered and she again grabbed Jungkook's shirt to save herself from falling. But he snatched the shirt from her hands and stood away from her. He was never able to support her and she took support from him, who was on the verge of knocking her down all the time. Once again, Van felt disgust with herself for her action. She slowly opened her eyes while standing on a spot. Van felt good seeing the greenery in front of her. After so long, the cool breeze touched her face as she closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Then she opened her eyes and started looking at the flowers. She was crazy about flowers since childhood. While looking at the flowers, her eyes fell on a very beautiful rose flower. She was mesmerized and started looking at the flower while he was standing at a distance looking at her intently. Petal Jungkook called out to her, but she was busy looking at the flower, lost in its beauty. He felt her gaze on his flower. While he was there, he started looking at her with red eyes, forgotten everything around her, and just staring at this flower. One head along the floor, Jungkook angles once again. Jungkook, I planted the flower with great passion, but when you gave it more attention than me, I started to hate it. If you are mine, then all your attention should be mine. I don't like it all if your attention is on someone else while I am. He made Vian breathe dry by growling in a cold. Then came straight to Jungkook's in the study room where Jungkook was busy doing some work. He walked up to him and sat quietly on the chair in front of him. Are you okay? Today you came and sat so comfortable without saying anything. He spoke in a busy manner. Yes, I am fine. I am just now seeing the of little girl outside. I have been little quiet since then. He spoke while looking at Jungkook, whose face color changed immediately upon hearing Vine's mention. Jungkook should not have looked at her. She was so beautiful that I was drawn to her. He was doing this on purpose to see Jungkook's expression. He could feel Jungkook's eyes redden with anger at mention Vine like that. Thanks, she is my personal. You are interested in girls outside but not even make the mistake of looking at my stuff, Taeyong. It's her time to mention why I like an animated object like that. I'm not even interested in her. That girl is not an animated object with whom you are behaving like this. Just forget what happened in the past as an incident. Start your new life. Tang, in all this there is no fault of this innocent girl whom you are taking revenge from, he said helplessly. His eyes bloodshot at the past moment came to his mind. Whatever my heart desire, whether if you want our friendship to last, stay away from this girl and my matters. He spoke with anger in his eyes, and Tang just took a deep breath. He picked her up and brought her to his room, and laying her on the bed, he put blanket over her and placed his lips on her forehead. He could feel Vian's breathing too much slowing down. Keep breathing a little longer, I can't have the courage to lose you, please, he cried with his forehead against her. Then his assistant had entering the room with the doctor, and Jungkook quickly stood up, backing away. Jungkook, doctor, she is not breathing. Please see her quickly. Yes, I see. He got out. On the request of the doctor, he went out with the assistant and stood outside and waited for the doctor. After some time, the doctor came out. Saying this, doctor left, but because she also knew who and what Jungkook was, he came into the room and sat down next to her and held her in his hand. Seeing her in this state, Jungkook's heart was about to burst. She was helplessly reminded of her innocent face when he first saw her. Jungkook, forgive me, I didn't mean it. I was drunk, I don't know how it happened. I have wronged to you. Once you get well, take revenge from me, from every wrong done to you. Kissing her forehead, he stood up. Now he had to go to his bathroom to destroy everything, including himself. Taeyong had entered Jungkook's house when he saw a doctor coming from the front. Seeing the doctor, he felt something strange. He rushed to the doctor. Doctor, you are here. Everything is fine. Yes, Jungkook sir called me to see a patient. Which patient? He was getting restless. He was praying that it might not be as he thinks. Doctor, I don't know. She is 19-20-year-old girl. What happened to her? Sorry to say, but it's looked like to me. His belief was shattered. After hearing this, he ran inside and went straight up the stairs to Jungkook's room.